And back on the air, the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, as we wrap up our last 50 minutes of nonstop talk here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. We close out the show today. Thank you so much for listening to the program as we wrap up our program today here on GJRB Online, Spreaker Studios here in Clinton, Iowa. And we're going to be bringing you the wrap-up of this program, and I'm just going to stay on just a little bit longer here and broadcast another 50 minutes of nonstop talk to close out our show. So we're going to do that and wrap up our show and get the schedule stuff done and stuff like that, and then say goodbye for today. So while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take a program break. You are listening to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB.
Imagine one day, changing around on your internet radio, only to find a station playing old radio programs, complete with commercials, and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows, back-to-back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radioland.
America's Street Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Golds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites, too.
At a brand new time, every third Saturday at 12 noon Central on GJRB.
And that was a long time ago when I did that, so I got to change a lot of my promos. That one was done a long time ago when I used to have band practice on Saturday afternoon late, so I had to. I'm going to be moving that back to the original 3 o'clock time slot and bringing that back. I got to change all my promos out, and so I'm going to be working on that next week and a few other things. But meanwhile, a little past that, weather on the 5, so I thought we'd just do right now is give you our weather forecast across America and take a look at some of the areas. San Diego, California right now reporting 64 degrees and sunny skies. Tomorrow expecting 64 again. Current temperature in San Jose, California is 62 degrees. Expected to be sunny tomorrow with a high of 68 degrees. 75 for tomorrow. Seattle, Washington right now currently 58 degrees. And today expecting a high only of 63. So it got a little warm. Well, no, not quite. For you guys, 63 degrees expected today. Tonight, 46 degrees is the nighttime low, and 61 partly sunny tomorrow. Those are some of the areas we're talking about. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour, right here on GJRB Online. Weather on the 5s. And, of course, we've been talking about some of the weather across America here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. I'm going to take a program break, and we're going to continue our 50 minutes of nonstop music and talk here on GJRB Online as we wrap up our Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. And just closing out the edition of our program today. And we'll be back on the air again next week. We got another couple of good shows on the air next week. A Twin Spin Tuesday Positive Rock show, possibly on Tuesday. And on Friday, we're going to be on the air with the last 7 days and Way Out There. Next Saturday now is going to be, I'm going to put in the, I decided because, like I said before earlier, I'm done with this whole thing with Ben not being able to be on with us on Saturday. So next Saturday, I'm playing the blues as the Blues House goes on the air at 3 o'clock Central next Saturday. I'll be posting the program schedule on the GJRB Spreaker public site, and I'll repeat it toward the end of the show today right here on GJRB Online. We'll be right back with more of the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra wrap-up in just moments.
America's Street Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Golds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too.
At a brand new time, every third Saturday at 12 noon Central on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page.
Join me for Sports Page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
Coast to coast and way out there, fans, listen up. If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Spreaker's answer to Coast AM, with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific. On Spreaker, on Periscope, and on D-Talk Radio Network.
The blues, the primary start to rock and roll music, the music in which artists express their feelings through music. This is a new blues show featuring the best of the blues, with new emerging artists getting their thrill of hearing their selections played along with the greats like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Etta James, along with a whole lot more. The doors open soon to the Blues House on GJRB. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth